Hey guys, Alex from 7th Hour Films back again with Black Clover. Last time around we had Battle to the Death, Yami versus Jack, where, Yami and Jack the Ripper were competing over whose stall would do better. Either Yami's grilled squid stall or Jack's grilled meat stall. And competition escalated until eventually they were just ready to kill each other, so they had Finral take them to the old cave where they fought Licht, and they started to have this big fight, but the Wizard King intervened and was like, no, we can't have you guys killing each other, as cool as it would be, so yeah, and then eventually Asta was flung again, because this is the only way he can get across this festival. He was flung away, and there was a crowd of people around this beautiful blonde lady, and Asta said, I feel like I've seen her somewhere before. That's pretty much where we left off, so yeah. Anyway, yeah. I should say, just because I feel obliged to say, this is episode 69. Nice. That's it. That's all there was to say. It's just 69 is just you just got to point it out whenever it shows up. Man. So anyway, the reaction is down in the description and in the pinned comment for your viewing pleasure. So let's go ahead and jump right into episode 69, nice, of Black Clover. Here we go. Alrighty. Oh boy. You know, I like how they handle her, because quite honestly, like you can, I don't know, I was kind of worried, not really worried because it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter, and she's not even that big of a part of the story, but when they first started revealing that that she was in love with Yami, there was a part of me that was like, oh, okay, so you're taking this very, I don't know, this incredibly strong, independent woman, where that's also kind of her whole thing, is she's a strong, independent woman, and it's like, oh, but she's head over heels in love with this guy and stuff. There's a part of me that was like, I don't know how well that would work out, But I like how they did it, because, well, they actually, explained it. They explained why. She didn't just have a crush on him for no reason. It's like, no, friggin', he helped her, but not in a way of, I don't know, I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking about it too hard, but it's just like, I feel like, maybe because I'm seeing Twitter arguments forming in front of my eyes, and maybe that's my brain rot, is sometimes I can just, I feel like I know what the rest of the world will think of something, and I gotta stop doing that, because fuck the rest of the world. So, I mean, you guys are cool, but you guys aren't the rest of the world. You guys are in my comment section, But, I don't know, it just feels like, you have this character who's billed as this, this very strong woman, and that's her whole thing, and her whole, team is like that, basically, and every time we see Sol, it's like, oh, get out of here, you filthy men, and stuff. You build up all this stuff. It's pretty cliche, yeah, but then it's like, oh, but she has, she's, head over heels in love, and not only with just anybody, but with, the most trashy man on the show, But I also kind of feel like it's sort of the same with the fact that, how many girls are in love with Asta on this show. It's like, we've got Noelle, we've got Mimosa, we've got Rebecca, Kahono to an extent, although Kahono, she's like, oh, Noelle wants him, okay, I'm gonna step back, So it's just it's all this stuff, and I'm just sitting here like, oh my god, they're all going for Asta? But at the same time, then you start to look at, their interactions with him, and it's just like, I mean, I get it, the bond that Asta and Noelle have formed as part of the Black Bulls, you see, him being this heroic, nice guy. It's like, yeah, that would attract Mimosa or Rebecca and stuff. It's amazing I still remember Rebecca's name. It's like 30 episodes later, I still remember, but But it's honestly, it's like, okay, I get it, you know? But maybe it's also the thing of, because this is the case for both Yami and Asta, is these really strong, well-written female characters falling for the densest of bricks. they are almost at like pants on head levels of stupid, you know? Like they are just morons. But at the same time, they're really nice morons, you know? Yami in his own way. Like, Yami, he is something else, you know? But at the same time, you know, he's not really a jerk. He's just kind of... he's a bit abrasive, but that's about it. But that's only if... It's only if you would be abrasive to him, you know? Because we see in her backstory, it's just like, you know, he's like, oh, you know, you always go out first on missions. You do all this stuff. And he's like, you know, I like a strong woman. But you can rely on other people sometimes, you know? I mean, if anything, the way he got Charlotte is the same way he got Vanessa, you know? Where it's like almost the exact same thing. Where, with Vanessa, when he showed up, it's just like, you know, it's like, oh, what are you doing in here? And it's just like, oh, I have to stay in here to grow my power. It's my fate to gain this new power, so I must be held here for my mother. And he's just like, oh, fate, huh? Well, that's stupid. I'm gonna leave. Doors open. I don't know, and she's just like, oh, what should I do? And he's just like, I don't know, you figure it out yourself. You know? I don't know, you make the choice if you want to leave or not, but I don't know, to me it sounds stupid, but, you know, whatever floats your boat. And he left, you know? And it's just the kind of the same way. It's like he wasn't trying to, like, impart this, you know, great thing, this great lesson to her and do all this stuff. It's like, he was just sort of a matter-of-fact thing. He's just like, you know, you can rely on people every so often, you know? Like, he's not trying to, like, I have to convince her to break this curse, I have to do all this. He's just like, it's okay that I helped you this one time, you know? You know, you'll help me later and we'll call it even, you know? It's just sort of like, it doesn't have to be a big deal. You know, it kind of reminds me, just saying it like that, of like, oh, well, we'll make it even, you know, we're just sort of helping each other out, you know, we're friends, we're colleagues, you know, it's all fine. I don't know why that reminds me of in Kaguya-sama, when Kaguya talks about, like, she wants, like, kissing to be normal with Shirogane, and Shirogane's like, no, but it's something special. And she's like, why? We're just two humans. Like she doesn't want anything to be big or special. And it's kind of the same thing here, where, like, Yami's not doing this because it's this big special thing that he's trying to save her and impart this wisdom. No, he just showed up and he's like, oh, you're in trouble. You want a little help? Here, I'll help you if you want it. But it's like, I know you don't really take help that often, but I mean, you can take help. It's fine, you know? Like, he's not trying to have this big thing. He's just like, hey, man, it's okay if you need a little help. Like, we're here. We're Magic Knights. This is our job, you know? So, I don't know. It's goofy. But it's just like, man, the girls in this show, they just fall for the densest of bricks, you know? They fall for the goofiest motherfuckers. And I guess, honestly, that kind of rings true for the fact that Domina fell for Fenzel, who himself, I mean, he's just a fucking train wreck, you know? He is just like that, he's so... I don't know. He's a mess. He's constantly losing his clothes. That stubble, the city miles on him. You know, he's just trying to make his way. And he's got freaking cute anime girl with him. 2 cute anime girls, but, you know. But Mariella is more of a sister or daughter to him, so... I don't know. Or, I guess you could even say with Fauna and Mars, it's just like, here's also a bag of hammers. It's just like... Granted, that's more just because he doesn't know much about the world because of, you know, Diamond Kingdom soldier conditioning and stuff, but I don't know. But it's very much... It's just a funny thing because it's like, you know, earlier in the show I was like, oh man, Mimosa has a crush on Asta too. And it's just like, is nobody going for Yuno? It's just like, no, I like this show. Nobody has really gone for Yuno. Except for Belle, and he ignores her. But nobody goes for Yuno, who is who honestly, like, he's great, he's a well-written character, but honestly, he is sort of the stock archetypal edgy cool guy on the show, you know? And I love that is getting him nowhere with girls, you know? And I that's okay. Meanwhile, Asta is just he's just a fumbling, he's like a sack of potatoes falling downstairs. That's what Asta is. And he's getting all the girls to pay attention, you know? But he doesn't know. But that's the thing, because he's a sack of potatoes falling downstairs. He doesn't know. He doesn't know this is happening. And he's still focused on Sister Lily anyways. Oh, it's just ridiculous. But I like it. I will say, there is also something... I don't know how much this is a sort of trope, but there is a part of me that kind of likes this... I guess sort of the dichotomy at play sometimes in like couples, especially like anime couples, where it's like, here's the woman. She is almost like angelic. She is beautiful. She is like heavenly. She is an incredibly well put together person. And here's the fucking mess that she seems to like for some reason, you know? And that does kind of ring true with Noelle and Asta. Like, Noelle is this beautiful royal girl, always wearing, you know, these beautiful white, probably silk dresses and stuff, and she's so angelic and heavenly. And here's the you know, butter in the sock moron that she's in love with, and he is a fucking monster. He's a nice guy, but he is a fucking dolt, you know? I don't know. He's a fucking mutt, basically. But, I don't know, there's something about that. Probably, you know what, I'm going to be honest, it's probably because I fit more into that category. Where it's just like, I'm a fucking adult failure loser. And it's just like, and I'm just waiting for my anime angel, you know? That maybe that's it. Maybe that's why I like that sort of thing. I don't know, and I feel like it is a trope in other anime. I just can't think of it much, you know. Did we talk about that before on an episode? I don't know. I get all these fucking episodes confused on what I talk about, you know. But I will say, like, because Charlotte and Yami are kind of like that, where it's like, you know, she is of the whatever the fuck house, you know, she is of this beautiful house. You know, she's this incredible beauty who goes and she's, you know, strong. She's almost angelic, but she is powerful. I mean, she's like a fucking Valkyrie, basically. It's like, she's an angel, but she's a Viking angel, you know? She's like a Valkyrie coming in, you know, incredibly beautiful, but incredibly strong. And here's the fucking dump truck of a moron that she's in love with, you know? It's just, like, ridiculous. So... how many different comparisons did I make for Asta and Yami today? Like, there's like so many things that I called them, but all of them are accurate. I don't know. It is interesting though, where it's just like, oh, we want an episode where like Charlotte has to compete with someone for Yami's heart and stuff. It's just like, well, who's she gonna compete with? It's like, I guess Vanessa. Vanessa is only, I think she's only like 4 years younger than him, so it's not actually that bad, but at the same time, it's just like, okay, I guess Vanessa suddenly has a thing for Yami? Yeah. Oh, she doesn't want to lose her drinking buddy, sure, but I don't know. I don't know. We haven't really seen her have an interest in men. Like, she's only interested in booze, you know? She's interested in booze and taking her clothes off, but that actually doesn't involve other people most of the time. And even if it does, either they're just like, they're not taking their clothes off, or they're not even drinking sometimes, you know? If she's doing that with Asta and Noelle, they're not even drinking or taking their clothes off. They're just around as she does her thing, you know? So, I don't know. But we got all the cosplays, which was fun. We got... Witch Charlotte, which I like that too, because I will say one of my favorite things, but one thing I like, especially when they do it in anime, is I like when you have like a blonde character with who wears dark clothes, and I guess the other side of that would be a anime girl with dark hair who wears very light clothes. Like I like seeing a contrast like that, and so that really worked with Charlotte in the witch cosplay. But then you got Vanessa as a nun, and it's just like, all right, well, that's just over. You get the like one of the most sexual, even though she really doesn't do anything. It's just like one of the most sexual characters on this show when you put her in a nun outfit, and it's exactly like Finral said. It's like we're so used to seeing nothing on her that it's just like it's actually more sexy that she has more clothes on. It's ridiculous, It's almost the Fern effect, where it's just like Fern, she is like covered pretty much all the time. Like there's no fan service when it comes to Fern. That just makes it all the fucking hotter, That's what makes her all the more beautiful. So, I don't know. I can't believe I got this much talk out of this episode. Like, I was kind of thinking, like, oh, okay, another short episode. Like, it's like, oh, we're just getting 2 goofy episodes this week. But I got something out of this episode. So, yeah. But that is basically it. With all of that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. There's a bunch of links on screen if you want to go click around any of those. There's a playlist with all of my Black Clover reactions, as well as another video you can go click on if you want. There's also a subscribe button and a Patreon button on screen, as well as other links in the description if you want to go check out any of those. See you guys later.